Journal party live, let's groove and vibe. Come on now. Pants on fire, thoughts taking flight. Together we shine, words intertwine. Get funky. Journal party live, it's journaling time.
Oh yeah, party people!
Hello. Hi, everyone.
What is up? Let's get our music going. There we go. It's a little loud. Hopefully it's not so weird this time. You know, we're figuring it out. How's everybody doing?
Happy Wednesday, everyone.
Happy Wednesday. I'm happy this Wednesday. You know?
I'm having a good day myself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You look good.
Oh, thanks, babe.
I'm not just saying
Appreciate
that
it.
because we're married. I think you look
But you
great.
have to. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, we got some people joining us already. Awesome. We got Lauren
Nice.
here, LaFrancis. What's up? Eric's here. Deidre. Erica.
All of our old
Rosa.
faces. Love
Do we have new people here this evening? This is I'm
Please
seeing
let us
some
know.
of the usual suspects, some of the names I don't fully recognize. Let us know who's new so we can haze you. Just kidding. We don't actually haze.
No,
for
we
the
don't.
record.
Yes, please.
Look at that. You just had a logo pop up over your head. You see that?
Yes. Nice.
We're branded.
yes,
well branded.
we are.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Happy Wednesday, party people.
Yes.
It's about 5 after. We're gonna give everyone a minute or so to enter. But in the meantime, let us know what you've been up to this weekend. And since we last hung out, I hope everyone's been journaling.
Yes, please. You're having
It's
a
also
good day,
okay if
though?
you just keep it for Wednesdays. Even if this is all you do, it's something. I think
Oh,
you guys
it's
are gonna like this one too. Alex, why don't you tee us up with tonight's program?
Yes. So tonight's program is called Build a Tiny Ritual, and we'll be taking a look at some ordinary moments in our day-to-day lives and how we can make them more intentional and impactful.
Awesome. Yeah, I think this one's interesting because I mean, there's obviously power, I think, in ritual. You know, people have been forming rituals for themselves and for their societies for thousands of years. I mean, basically since civilization was a thing. And so like we know that there's power in it, but also that's like a lot of pressure, right? Like I mean, you know, I don't know, you ever been to like one of like the ruins in like Tulum, like where you see like, you know, even church or anything like that. It's like so elaborate and grandiose and like, yeah, that's super powerful. But like, have you ever stopped to take a moment to look at like the rituals in your own life and how they serve you? And, you know, is it something that you're just automatically doing, or is there a little bit of intention behind it? Is it something that can assist you, that can, you know, enrich your life? And I think that's what we're going to be trying to tap into this evening. Tiny rituals, they are anchors in a noisy day. So when life feels chaotic, it's rarely these massive life overhauls or lifestyle overhauls that save us. It's the small intentional moments that we repeat over and over again. And we talk a lot about showing up, you know, and showing up consistently. And so that's what I think we want to be tapping into here today. And it doesn't have to be something super elaborate. It can be, you know, the way that you make your coffee in the morning before you sit down to journal. It can be lighting a candle to, you know, kind of shift the mode into the evening so you're actually capable of, you know, letting go of work and relaxing. I got to work on that one. You know, there's so many different ways that we can tap into, you know, this idea of ritual. But here's, you know, I was doing a little bit of research. So here's how rituals kind of work, right? There's a low barrier to entry because they take only moments, or like the small rituals that we're trying to be cultivating today. And they bypass the resistance and the friction that derails larger habits. I'm sure I'm not alone in getting really excited about something and maybe biting off more than I can chew, and that makes it harder to adhere to the thing that you're trying to adhere to. So oftentimes it's the little things that really count there. Also, rituals, and particularly tiny rituals, can serve as a psychological transition. So they create a clear boundary between different modes of your day, shifting your mindset from reaction to intention, right? And when that's, kind of the idea of lighting that candle to signal that it's time to relax, or, your coffee, it's time to get to work, sit down and do your day. And also compounding calm. So over time, these micro moments accumulate into a steady sense of control, focus, and self-trust. And I'm a control freak, so I'm really, really into this one. And actually, that's probably why I find my way to these little rituals now that I think about it. In a world of so much stuff that you cannot control, despite really wanting to, those little rituals are yours, and they can help you kind of reclaim that day. So once again, you don't need an elaborate routine to change the whole rhythm of your day. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on starting small, attaching meaning to the moment, and then we're going to let the consistency that comes out of that do all the heavy lifting. Sound good? I thought that sounded pretty good.
Yeah, sounds wonderful.
Right? I'm excited to journal through this. All right, folks. So for the uninitiated or the newbies in the house, what you're seeing on your screen right now is the Journal Party guided journaling platform / app. If you're on TikTok, it's probably kind of chopped up. You can probably see just a little part of it, but I promise it'll look better in a second when we get the prompts on the screen. And in any case, you can access this by visiting journalparty.com. That's the web-based version. We also have mobile apps available on the Apple App Store and on Google Play. And so whatever, your chosen modality is, mobile or desktop, I kind of like having it on the big screen personally. But this is a really cool platform. We got tons of programs on there for you, and it's going to serve up different prompts with timers. And you can even, like when you're doing it on your own, you can even add, your own music and, ambient sounds and things like that if you really want to nerd out. But for tonight, you don't actually need to have the app going yourself. As you can see, we've already got it shared on the screen here. So we're all going to be journaling off of my website here, my version of the app. And Alex and I will take turns reading the prompts and journaling along with you. And then at the very end, we're just going to hang out and, learn from each other, hear about each other's insights and, the different rituals. It's my favorite part, hanging out with everybody at the end, because, obviously it's really rewarding to go and go within and do this work and, mine for those golden nuggets of wisdom and everything like that. But, what I just thought of this, right? It's like, we go and we mine for that like raw goodness, that material. And then I feel like that when we bring it into community, it's like we're polishing it. Like we're taking something that's really good, but kind of rough. And then like, you hear from different insights from different pockets of experience and, different, just whole different worlds and lives out there. It's so awesome. So, again, thank you all for showing up. This is like my favorite thing every week. So that's because of you guys. All right, folks, we're about to get this party started. So go ahead and get your pen and your notebook ready. Drop me an I'm ready in the chat when you're ready so we know. You don't want to start this thing too early. Grab yourself a beverage or a snack, but we're going to get going in a second here. So, Alex, are you going to be doing the odds or the evens tonight?
I will do the evens this evening.
Even Steven. Great. All right, let me write down odds because I always forget what you said right after because there's so much stuff to pay attention to. All right, folks, it is time to get this party started. So without further ado, let's start. All right, folks, first prompt. Find the ordinary moment. Choose one small moment that already happens often. It might be morning coffee, coming home, setting down your bag, opening a window, or ending the day. Write what usually happens now, or in that moment. That's what I meant to write in that prompt.
Name what it could hold. Write what you wish this moment could hold more clearly. It might hold gratitude, attention, play, steadiness, celebration, or a sense of coming back to yourself.
Choose the smallest action. Pick one tiny action that could mark this moment. Keep it simple enough to do on an ordinary day. Write the action in concrete terms, including what your hands would do.
Give it a cue. Write the cue that will tell you the ritual can begin. It could be a sound, object, place, light, or time of day. Then write how you will know the ritual is complete.
Make meaning without making rules. Write why this little ritual matters to you. Let it have meaning without turning it into a rule you can fail. Describe the feeling or value it is meant to protect.
keep it easy to return to. Finish with one sentence that starts. This can stay small because I think there is an issue here with how it's written, but write a sentence that gives the ritual room to be imperfect and still count.
My bad on that one. I think I dropped the rest of that sentence off. Oops. All right, we're going to pause it right here because I want to clarify what that prompt was about. I probably should have put quotation marks around that part. So I paused the timer here, but it's finish one sentence that starts. So you start the sentence. This can stay small because, and you want to finish that sentence. You want to write a sentence that gives the ritual room to be imperfect and still count. So sorry, I thought I messed it up. I was, I turned the camera off to go have my beverage and correct it. Hope everyone's good. Let me know if you have any problems.
Thank you for the clarification, boy, Alex.
Hey, you did it. You showed up. We got the cat today. All right. I like the cat. I'm not a cat person, but
We're
both
allergic, so love cats, but yeah, the allergies make it so that we can never ever have one.
It's funny. I went out to dinner with a friend last night and they just got a new cat, and apparently my brother DM'd him and was like trying to conspire to get him to get us to get cats. I'm like, not gonna happen. We're both allergic. Nothing against cats, I'm just allergic,
That's so funny. That's so interesting that your brother would be so
Right?
inclined to go.
I was
out
like,
of
when
his
did you
way.
become a cat person? Like, oh gosh. Well,
I had cats when I was little, and I absolutely loved them. But halfway through their lifetime, I developed the worst allergy. And my one cat, unfortunately, she was the runt of the litter. I had two black cats, Gabby, Nick and Nora. One unfortunately passed away. She was the runt of the litter, but the other one had to go live its life out with my sister in college because I could
You
not
say that like
breathe.
it was a death sentence. You're like, oh, she had to.
No, it was devastating because they were my cats and I love them so much. But when you literally can't breathe and function, unfortunately, it was just tragic all around. So,
Oh.
hi Gina, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. And you see, Melissa's like a crazy cat person. I have seen that, and there's been a number of sessions where, well, first off, I've seen when we were doing the accountability group, the cat would just like just take over the screen.
Oh yeah.
That, or I remember there was a couple of journal party lives where like, Melissa would be talking to us, and then all of a sudden you just see something random, and like a few minutes later, sorry, the cat walked on the keyboard. I guess that's a thing. That's a thing.
They are. They're just crawling on everything and up in your face, and it was. I loved my cats until I couldn't be close.
Well, I wonder if anyone had their pets or their cats as part of their rituals.
Aw.
That could be interesting. I actually touched on that in one of my entries because my biggest like ritual is for sure. I'm a morning person, and like that's when I show up to the day, and I'm pretty locked in with it. Although it's been interesting as we've been like living out of Airbnbs the past 5 months. It's kind of hard to hold on to your rituals a little bit when you have all that going on. But it occurred to me that like our late best buddy Bowie was like a huge part of my morning ritual. But I also realized, I had this before him, and how sweet was it that he just like loved to be a part of that. So I had a little
Quality
moment
time
just
with
thinking
Dad?
about that. Yeah. And it's part of what I was trying to do is I want to craft one that he would be proud of, a morning ritual
Aw.
that he would just love. I mean, he just loved it because it was just
Yeah.
us, but anyway, I would love to know in the chat how you found this. I see Eric said it's a powerful exercise of writing. I'm so glad you found it that way. And let us know what your insights and your rituals are. Like, what are your times? Like, let me know who out there is a fellow morning person, or it's funny, girl Alex is a night owl. We're opposite in that sense, and that's when her rituals come out to play. Pretty
I do some
accurate
crazy
choice of
things
words, right?
after a certain number of hours. I'm doing all sorts of tasks and chores, and I think I've got it. Before I would leave out little traces of, God only knows what I was like up to in the evening.
Right.
But now I've been better about it, and I make sure, like, if I do take anything out and I do start a project or I do anything else, I put it away so the evidence isn't laying around for you to find in the morning.
Well, that was part of my ritual. Is every morning I would try to figure out what you were up to while I was asleep. But yeah, what did you actually write about, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, absolutely. What was really nice about this is, I was totally envisioning our new home that we have yet to move into, but just envisioning doing these rituals there was really powerful, really exciting. And I'm just so, I'm so happy to have a new place. I met our new neighbors today. They're so pleasant. Like, what a delight. And it sounds like there's a real sense of community. So anyways, I was just very excited to do this. But one of the things I really need to be doing every day is my physical therapy. And I realized that, probably the best time of day for me to do that is kind of when you and I around 5 or 6 kind of come together. We gather by the couch, we're in front of the TV, we say, what are we having for dinner and whatnot. But I think that's a good time to take out my yoga mat and all of my little massage tools and set up all my props and everything and do my physical therapy in those beginning hours of the evening before I'm too tired, just giving myself that time to be super mindful. So my ritual was literally just, and sometimes I'll leave my things out, but you're stepping over them all day, you see them all day, you're just kind of like, it's almost like in your mind, oh, I've done that, I've taken care of that. But it's like, no, if everything is put away nicely, you bring out all your little tools, and that is my dedicated time to do my physical therapy and all my little exercises that I've been learning for physical therapists. So that was basically it. It was just like gathering all my things and putting them out and maybe lighting a candle. And that's kind of the beginning of kind of cranking out all of those PT exercises that I hate to do.
I mean, I think that's perfect because you already, it's so powerful to be able to already attach it to something that's got some flow to it, right? Or some momentum. And like you already, I mean, you were able to recite the routine as it currently is, right? Where, yeah, we kind of come together, you do your thing with all the lights and you set the vibe. So like you're already setting the stage for it to happen. And it's already kind of a thing, but like, now it's something you're like excited about, and it's not just something that happens and that like, oh yeah, that happens every day. It's
Yeah, and
you
I
can bring a
think,
little intentionality to it.
before we're too deep in a television binge or whatever it is
Mhm.
that we're up to that evening, just kind of, and I think it's just a nice segue for me, because yes, nighttime is my favorite time of day. I am also, have the desire to be more of a morning person at some point in my life. So I think, really relaxing the mind and body and just easing into the evening might set me up for better sleep
Yeah.
and better habits. So we shall see. But what about you?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I'm definitely a morning person, and so a lot of this stuff is kind of locked in. But I lost a lot of like the routine as we've been, just hopping from house to house, in preparation for the move. But I think that's kind of powerful. It kind of shook the etch sketch a little bit, and it's like okay. And like you said, I was envisioning the new house and what it would look like there, like how I actually want it to be. And I mean, this is pretty well-worn territory for me, but it was fun to just get a little bit more, intentional and a little bit more explicit about like what I wanted to be and why. I think that the where I kind of landed on it was like I want it to be a ritual that because I'm so productivity oriented and I love to get up and go and that's great. I get a lot done, but like the best days are the days where I actually like take my time a little bit and where it's not so much just about getting stuff done and the productivity, but it's a little bit more about like the quality of my life. And so I was kind of playing in that space a little bit and like really wanting to, as much as I want it to be about like productivity and getting things done, I also want it to be about living my life and experiencing it and having it be like a sensual experience. I mean, I get up early enough to like, see like the end of the sunrise a little bit. And, it's such a nice aesthetic. It's all calm. There's nobody else around. And like, it's kind of, my own thing. And now we got a pool. So I'm imagining like hearing like the water kind of doing its thing a little bit. And, I think where I sort of landed on it was giving myself time to acknowledge and appreciate the splendor of creation as it is and using that to inspire my own creativity. Because so it's like instead of just like getting up and like doing things for the sake of doing them, it's like acknowledging that I'm a part of something that is really wonderful and really magical. And then from there, having a moment to catch my breath. I love my walks, so I'll probably get those in there, but get the blood flowing and like experience being alive before just like throwing myself into the chaos. And then hopefully from there it can be something that's a little bit just enjoyable. I think that's really what I'm getting at is like I really want to enjoy my life, and I do, but oftentimes I think that like I project a little bit more importance than is necessary. We've been talking about this lately, like just that, the manufactured importance of things and how it can like really, turn something great into something that's like, you might dread or that seems just chaotic or intense. And so just appreciating that, the cup of coffee, the way that the sun looks, the way that the air feels, or the way the sounds that I'm hearing, like that mindfulness, and then, creating from that place of awareness and intention. So that's what
lovely. And I wish I was a morning person. You're the way I can picture it, and I'm like, that sounds lovely. One day.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, getting to bed earlier, like think about the things that you resist in the morning. And I don't want to derail us into a morning spiel too much, but you know, I think if you just think about like, why don't you like getting up? Well, you're tired. You don't want, you feel like you got to do something, like you have to do something. And, that's kind of where I'm at too. Like I do it because I like my identity won't allow me not to be productive in the morning. But I would love for it to be coming from a place of joy and a place of like appreciation for things as opposed to like obligation and, kind of taking the power back. And I know, people have different jobs and things like that. It's hard sometimes to, if your routine looks like getting in the car and commuting and going somewhere you don't want to be all day, like that's tough, And so like, I understand that my experience isn't super typical there, but I think that there's probably some commonality, we'll hear that, I guess, as we get through other people's rituals and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's like finding some meaning and some purpose and some value in these little pockets of the day that you're already there. You're already doing it. You might as well make it for you. So yeah, let's see. Let me pull this chat off of here so I can isolate some chats. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. Eric gets up between 4 and 5 a.m. That's early.
Wow, Eric. Good for you.
That is super early. I've had seasons where I've done that. I used to work at the morning show in Miami at Y100. And I had a little internship with some friends of mine. And yeah, that was a crazy time because I would have to go to bed super early and basically get up and be out the door by 4 a.m. I think is what the time was because it's a little bit of a commute, but super fun. That I don't know. I think that might have been what actually turned me on to like how it's kind of special to be one of the few that's awake in the earlier hours. Geeky Witch says, I'm definitely more of a night person. I have found that's when I do better, more reflective writing. Interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, I think one of the things that I was thinking about a little bit too, even, and framing it with the morning was just like, being awake. I mean, it definitely makes sense that you'd be able to like reflect a little bit better after you've had a whole day of being awake and experiencing things and you're warmed up. Like a lot of what I was writing about was actually even just like warming up my brain. And like one of the rituals that I have and is I've been doing this lately because I'm terrified of like losing my cognitive abilities as I get older. So I've started doing the Wordle every day, and I love that. That's like,
nice.
And so yeah, like I have my coffee, I do my Wordle, and then I break out the journal and the meditation and stuff. But I like to like get that little warm up going. But yeah, I mean, whatever works for you, right? Like I think we all have different biorhythms, and we all have different routines and schedules and stuff like that. So I think ultimately what's important is finding a little bit of awareness around that, which you clearly have, and knowing what works for you, and that may change, or it may just be something that you really dial in. So do you. Mary says, it was harder realizing I don't have happy/calming rituals, and how nice it would be to have some to calm the inner and out chaos. Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
Well, I know you were doing those artist dates and stuff. Like, are there any that you think you could turn into a ritual? I mean, I don't know. And I know you have so much, so many meaningful stories, like with your littles and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Mary, I don't feel like this one's too far away from you. I feel like you got it. Geeky Witch said, I enjoy wind down journaling by candlelight and some gentle incense. Ooh, Alex has been on the incense train lately. The lemongrass stuff, because I think it keeps mosquitoes away, maybe. Right? Is that right?
A little bit, yeah.
She said it just gets me into a calmer mood. Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, look, like that. There's a reason why incense is part of like some of the bigger rituals we were talking about before. Like sense memory is a huge thing, and lighting is huge. We've been talking about that for a new place. We want to have designated vibes set in every room and just hit a button and everything comes down, and it's just there's something that feels so comforting about good lighting and a candlelight and a soft glow. I love it. So it kind of freaks me out. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't like, not that I'm like a looky-loo too much, but like we've been traveling to different Airbnbs in different cities, and like you can't help but like look around at the neighborhood, and every now and then like it'll be an evening walk or something, or and you look in and you see someone's got like the refrigerator lighting like for their whole house.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking
the
about? Like the
fluorescent
really
bright white light. That to me just gives me a headache and makes me anxious looking at it
yeah,
from
it's like
afar.
it's
I don't.
serial
Why would
killer
you want to
stuff.
walk around with that kind of harsh lighting? It really like it unsettles me and unsettles my nervous system. So I feel you on that one. To me, lighting is very important. Some
Yeah,
people,
I love the
the
warm lighting.
sensory thing isn't that important, but for me, it's pretty essential. If the
Yeah.
lights aren't right, I am not comfortable, as you know. It's a whole talk about a ritual. It's a whole ritual of walking around and making sure all the
those.
lighting, yeah, it's got to be just right, or else I cannot pay attention to anything else.
Well, I'm going to use my nerd powers, and we are going to get us locked in with some scenes with the smart lights in the new spot. So it's going to be great.
Okay, good. Please.
Gabby said, I'm the same way. I'm visioning the new home in a new location. Are you? I wasn't aware, Gabby, if you're moving as well, or are you just imagining what you want your next spot to be like? Let us know. But I feel like there's several party people who have been on the move, and actually we've
Yeah.
had that in mind. I think we're gonna probably for the next couple of sessions, or at least one of the next few sessions, queue up some like life transition type of stuff. I mean, whether you're moving or not, I think we're all probably going through some life transition.
Yeah, and
but,
the summer season is coming to an end, and almost, a lot of kids are back in school already, or have been for, a week or two at this point. So it's definitely it's time for change, whether you like it or not. So next week is embracing change. And I'm really looking forward to that one.
Eric Hammond shared, I love essential oils. That's cool. There's a few that I definitely can rock with. Like peppermint gets me energized. I love having that kind of in the morning. Actually, I used to have, I think I saw it on like Shark Tank, and I got to get it again. I think it was called a boomstick or something like that. And it's like one of those like little Vicks things. And it's just like a little, it's not drugs or anything, but like, it's like enough of like a jolting scent. Like they have a citrus one and like a mint one. You can kind of like, I mean, I guess it's probably just essential oils. People are probably like, yeah, we've been trying to tell you about all. It's actually, I used to work at a company that helped, boutiques find little tchotchkes for their stores and stuff like that. And one of my favorite, I got to like sample a lot of the merch. And one of my favorite things, and one of the cooler things that I saw actually was like mala beads, or like the bracelets that they had, like with the little wooden beads, but they were bundled with like essential oil rollers that you would put on the beads. And the idea was that like you had ones like for study, and like you could get yourself kind of in like the the mode, and like I don't know, I could see that being a cool ritual for people.
Oh, totally.
Gabby says, yes, new location, congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah, a
Yes,
lot of us on the
congrats.
moves.
Yeah, need something new and different, and super excited.
Erica said, essential oils are my thing also. All right, cool. You guys got to share like what's what, like what's what are your favorites? What's your go-to? I'm tuned into the energizing ones because I'm that morning person. That's kind of like my thing. But like, what I probably need is one to chill me out is actually what I need. I've heard lavender's good for that, but like, what are essential oil folks? Let us know what the calming ones are, because I think I don't have a problem getting going. I have a problem turning it off for sure. So let me know.
I also love a good lavender spray. I have some. I haven't used it in a while, but spritzing it on like the sheets and stuff when you get into bed, that's pretty nice. And of course, candles. I mean, I collect candles and I always have them going, but just a nice subtle candle, just a nice every occasional, just a relaxing whiff here or there. And I love my friend's company. I'll have to share it with you guys next time, but she has these incredible flavors and scents, and they're all so natural smelling. It's not that really
Like chemically.
chemically
Yeah.
heavy. It's like a shock to the sinuses. Her candles are incredible and super subtle for that. So love those.
Yeah. Gabby said Melaleuca oil is helpful for
Oh,
any bites. Okay.
interesting.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Eric said, yes, I use a blend called Past Tense for anxiety relief.
Ooh, very
And
nice.
then Erica said lavender, lemongrass, patchouli. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Gabby's
Lovely.
spearmint tea and spray. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe we need to have a little scent adventure. Oh, like, is scent journaling a
Actually,
thing? That might be interesting where we do like, I don't know. That would be one we'd have to coordinate so everyone could have the scents, right? But wouldn't it be interesting to just even like stream of consciousness or riff off of like, the way certain scents make you feel?
totally.
Yeah, get me
So
ideas.
many
Don't get me
ideas.
started.
I know. He's gonna turn
I'll be
around
up all
and
night.
work the rest of the night. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was thinking too. I do have some nighttime rituals that I kind of like though. Well, I don't know. Lately, the one that goes off is the reminder from Duolingo that my streak is gonna lapse if I don't do it before I go to sleep. And I'll be honest, that one kind of stresses me out, and I think that I've been intentionally bringing that back during the daytime, like where I give it a little bit more like focus and attention, because like when I'm done, I'm like, me gusta. I'm not very good. I don't think I'm retaining as much, but that's become like a little bit of a ritual. But yeah, I gotta not do so many like, mind activating things. Like, I gotta make my evening rituals a little bit more about the wind down for sure.
I've really started enjoying my skincare routine at night.
Oh yeah.
I always dreaded it, but now, I got all my little face rollers and stuff. And of course, last night, I'm just vigorously face rolling in bed with you. And you're like, could you please?
Yeah, see that's too busy for me. You kind of had me excited for a minute because you kind of teased this evening routine for both of us, where it's gonna be. I imagine myself with like the cucumbers on my eyes.
I got to
like,
get
laying
you back
and
into
everything,
it because I've
the
been doing it
mask.
solo. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
I'm into that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll do that maybe while we're binging whatever our latest show is.
Yeah, let us
Make
know
it
what
nice
you've been
and
watching.
easy.
We've been. I feel like I'm usually able to carry like one show at a time. We blew through Ted Lasso. What's the one that we've been on? Severance. That one's weird.
That one.
It's kind of a weird headspace to put yourself in.
Yeah,
at night.
that's not the lighthearted, chill vibes. I was
Mary
expecting.
said, scent journaling definitely a thing. I did it with my work
Oh,
kiddos
cool.
using teas.
How wonderful.
Okay, teas would be interesting. I love tea. I don't do enough tea. I should back off the coffee. Like maybe half and half. Maybe I do coffee and then tea or stag. I don't know. Figure it out. Gabby said lavender oil goes behind the ears and it helps you sleep. Interesting. Is it because of the skin absorption, or is it just like, is that a good place to pick it up like on your pillow and the smell? I don't know.
Awesome.
Outer Banks season 5 comes out tomorrow. Is that like sci-fi? I'm not totally sure. It
I've
sounds like
heard
I'd have
of
to
it.
catch up on
Yeah.
that one.
For sure.
Well, yeah, we're definitely I don't know. I loved to like beat the drum of like, oh, I'm not a TV watcher and all that stuff, but like lately I've been like, it's not even a guilty pleasure because I really don't watch a lot of TV, but like having my nighttime show has been helpful, I think, with like signaling the
Totally.
wind down. That that has kind of become its own ritual. But yeah, I one thing I do still think is important, we just kind of touched on it, is like, you got to be aware of like what you're putting in your brain at certain hours of the day too. I mean, for the same reason I try not to check my email or go read the news first thing in the morning. Maybe like right before bed, like have it, this show. I don't know if you guys ever seen Severance, but I don't want, without any spoilers, like they're basically like corporate slaves that like don't have any other existence other than work. I don't know if that's the best thing for me to be putting in the brain. We'll see. Gabby said Netflix. Yeah, on the Netflix
Netflix
train
does so
for
many wonderful things.
All right, folks. Well, we're past the top of the hour, so I think it's time for us to wind down, as we do in this little ritual of ours. So, party people, once again, thank you for showing up. Thank you for journaling with us and sharing with us, and thank you for being a part of this thing. It's awesome. I love it, and I love it because of you guys. It's not a party without the party people, for sure. So,
Yeah.
Alex, what are we doing next week?
Embracing change.
Embracing
So,
change.
Yes, which again, a lot of us seem to be, entering into new chapters of our lives. And again, whether or not you're actually moving or anything, it's the end of the season, so there's a lot to look forward to, and with fall coming around the corner, so let's embrace it.
Cool. Well, I saw you already posted it on the site, so if you
Good.
want to get the reminders, make sure to RSVP for that. I believe the reminders are working. I've been working hard on getting all the communications right. We had a few more people join us today because I think the email actually did go out, which is great. But our RSVP, because that will make sure that you get the reminders, and we're not spamming you if you don't want emails from us and stuff like that. But that'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited and eager about this move, but there's a ton of baggage that comes with any major life transition. So definitely excited to do that one. And I'm excited to embrace this next ritual of hanging out with my wife here, watching some stuff while she does her PT or whatever we do. Eat some dinner. Folks, have a wonderful rest of your evening, rest of your week, and as always, party on.
Party on.